Here's Michael at the foul line. A shot on Elo. Good! The Bulls win! We win!
Don't you open your mouth about the best. Or I'm going to shut it for you real quick. LOB.
Listen, we talking about practice. Not a game. We talking about practice.
Lewis gets it to LeBron for three for the win. Yes! LeBron James at the buzzer!
Pass is caught! Diggs! Sideline! Touchdown! Unbelievable! Vikings win it!
What was your mindset when you stepped in the batter's box?
Go yard. I mean, I'm a pitcher. Why not swing as hard as I can? I got nothing to lose.
It's nothing to man above. Don't put you in situations that you can't handle. Instead of saying, why me? They're saying this is what he want me to do. And, Cleveland! This is for you!
The way we approach the game is the same way we approach life. You do the right thing. You make the right play. Make the right play. And in life, it's the same thing. What do you feel in your heart is the right thing to do? And you do that. You know, it seems so simple, but sometimes the simplest things are the hardest things to do. And I think it's just that.
Welcome to
What?
The game.
To me.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back. Another episode of What the Game Means to Me. Off a few weeks, but we back. Definitely glad to be back with my bro, Thaddeus, and talking some football. How you doing today, man?
Doing pretty good. Trying to bounce back from last week. I'm glad we didn't do a show before the game because I was feeling real good. And if you guys would have seen my reaction after about 3:30 on Sunday, it's real disappointing. But going into this Sunday, real optimistic. Full slate of games, good slate of games for the most part. So looking forward to the show and looking forward to 1 o'clock.
For sure. Like you said, yeah, it was funny, yeah, because they was on a 3-game losing streak. They was obviously coming off a bye, so they had some time. But we thought it was definitely going to be one of the games of the week, and it didn't turn out that way. And then our boys started going a little crazy after the game. after game antics was going kind of wild.
Really wanted to go get some backwoods to get his mind off the game, and Zay Girl must have said something about how they was locking him up or something.
Cause it got kind of ugly. It got swept under the rug after a day or two, but them boys weren't too happy about it. But like you said, hopefully they're ready to bounce back this week. But before we even get into this week's slate of games, we're going to talk a little bit about just some quarterback talk. Obviously one of the most important positions in the game. We got two of the top quarterbacks in the league will be out for the remainder of the year in Joe Burrow and Deshaun Watson, which obviously heavily affects not only the AFC North standings, but obviously the AFC standings in general. It's already kind of the Ravens to lose, but it seems like it may kind of be cemented a little bit. But we can never count out the Browns defense, even with the backup quarterback. They have taken a few games this year from a few teams. So just thoughts on both of these guys being down, kind of how it affects their team, and I guess how can they recover and bounce back for this to still kind of make the playoffs.
First off, it just sucks for the league. As a fan of the league, you always want the I wouldn't say the best quarterbacks, because every quarterback is important in a way, but when you start losing your better guys, like you lose Aaron Rodgers first series of the season, you use Daniel Jones, you got Kirk Cousins, and then now you got Deshaun and Burrow in the span of 7 days, both being announced out for the season. It sucks for both teams, to be honest, if we can talk about the teams now. For the Bengals, I have more faith in the Browns than the Bengals, obviously, because of their defense. But, they have some playmakers on the other side of the ball with Jamar Chase and Tyler Boyd and T. Higgins and Joe Mixon. But for the Bengals, I kind of feel like the quarterback makes them go. They were already in a tough spot. They're 5-5, 1-5 in the conference. And when you're battling for wild card seeding, conference record matters when you get down to all the tiebreakers and stuff. So them being 1-5 and losing Joe Burrow for the season, there's not much hope. They lost Cam Taylor-Britt. They have some people that were, already unhealthy, and then just them losing Joe Burrow kind of just put a nail in the tire. Like, it's kind of crazy how a couple weeks ago we were talking about the Bengals being back after a 1-3 start, going in there and beating the 49ers handily, and then they lose a game to the Texans. Joe Burrow has a little brace on his hand. There's a lot of questions, and then he said he feels a pop. So it's just crazy how things can change in a multitude of days.
Literally,
But
yeah, instant.
for Deshaun, I mean, I feel bad because I was a fan of Deshaun obviously since high school. And then he was finally starting to play like not like the Texans Deshaun, but playing a little bit better, like playing to the point where they're like, oh, if Deshaun plays like this, there'll be a tough out in the playoffs. With him going 14 for 14 on a fractured shoulder in the second half is kind of crazy. And the way that defense was playing, they were going to be a tough out. And I was going to correct you, honestly. Well, not correct you, but just hop in a little bit when you had said it's Baltimore's division to lose, because I do agree it is, but the one team I really felt it was going to challenge them was the Browns. Especially when I was healthy. Obviously, they went in there and beat them the last week, but the Browns are just that defense, man. The difference between Joe Woods and Jim Schwartz is crazy. And the wild thing about it is I didn't watch a lot of Browns games last year, to be honest. But that's all they did was complain about their D coordinator. I'm like, bro, yeah, you can complain about him, but that personnel, those guys got to make plays. They make the calls, the players go make the plays. And then I was very wrong. Watching them play this year, the difference in coordinator and calling the right stuff at the right time makes a world's difference. So, just it sucks overall for the league, honestly, because the AFC playoffs are gonna be crazy. Like they're still gonna be crazy, but they're not as crazy as they were gonna be, in my opinion, with these two guys out. So just love to see the quarterbacks healthy and hate to, see them going for the season. But it is what it is. It's what everybody signed up for. Everybody knows there's 100% injury rate in football. So it is what it is.
Facts. Like you said, I'm almost surprised, me worried about my Falcons. Yeah, like literally, and shout out to Jeff too, because he threw it out there that plus 800. He took the Browns. Like that game's far from over. And when he said that, I thought about maybe I should put a bet in too, because like that it always turns out that way, especially like AFC North games. Like a team may come out to a hot ass start, and then like it just becomes close in the end, and say the Browns are able to pull it out. Definitely crazy that he was able to do what he did, and did obviously got injured in the first quarter, first part of the game. So, but like you said, overall, it just definitely sucks for the league, and obviously just AFC as a whole. Like I said, the one team I feel like that can probably survive it just because like they've shown flashes, at least on the defense, like you said, would be the Browns. Like I said, the Bengals have kind of been up and down. Obviously, they didn't get off to a good start, and obviously kind of have like fuddled since then. And obviously not having the quarterback at the helm, it's going to be hard to more than likely insert yourself and make the playoffs. Who's their backup? Is it what you call it, Jake Browning?
Yeah, Jake Browning. He was actually crazy little, not fun fact, but he was in our class in high school, so I always knew who he was, and he threw for like 12,000 yards in high school. So I've been following him for a while. And he went to UW, but yeah, this is time to shine. And I'm gonna be honest, not saying he's gonna come in and light the world on fire, but this is a good, decent little situation to walk in with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. I'm not trying to cuss on there, but T. Higgins is one of those guys. If you're not confident, just give him a shot, just throw it, give him a chance, and he'll make you look good. But yeah, we're gonna see what happens. But you can carry on, bro. My bad about that.
Yeah, no, good. No, for sure. Yeah, and like I said, even in Boyd too, like he has a good amount of offensive weapons around him. Like you said, it's not a bad situation to step into. Just take care of the ball, and hopefully that defense has to kind of step up and be an anchor at times as well. Just because you have, I think he's a rookie, right? Rookie quarterback at the helm now. So
no, Jake Browning. No, he's not a rookie.
Oh no, I'm tripping.
DTR, my fault.
Yeah, DTR is a rookie. Yeah, but yeah, like you said, it's going to be interesting to see which one of these. Because I think still one of these teams. I don't think both. One of these teams definitely still going to make the playoffs in the AFC. But we'll just see how they fare from there. If they're 1-out, or if they can make some noise, grow some confidence over these next 6-7 weeks, and then insert themselves. But like I said, definitely sucks. Hopefully, sucks as a whole because Deshaun obviously been dealing with everything he was dealing with. Then he was dealing with injuries last year, and then obviously this year as well. So hopefully he can get back right. Joe obviously started off the year injured. Came back a little early, I think a lot of people suspected, and then got injured again. So hopefully it doesn't become a constant with these two, because obviously we feel like that at least top 15 if we throwing in Deshaun, at least top 15 quarterbacks in the league for sure. So hopefully they don't become injury ridden and kind of throws off their careers and throws off the trajectory of these teams, because this division looked like it was going to be a division to be watching for some years to come. So hopefully these guys get healthy soon and next year come back ready.
Yeah, man, the AFC North was living up to the hype. Coming into the season, I said it was going to be the best division in the league, and it was by far. At one point, every team was like 5-3, or every team was over 500, but like 5-3 or 6-3
We
going into
forgetting
the
about
last
the Steelers, like forgetting about the Steelers because like
They
somehow they've gotten the record that they've gotten. Like I feel like they've lost a lot of games. You look back, I think they were like I don't even know what they are at this point. They gotta be like
They're
6-3.
6-3.
That's what I
They're
thought. I was
disgusting. They're disgusting to watch on offense, and
Jesus Christ.
they have to be one of the first teams in NFL history. I know they've been outgained over the course of the first 9 games. Like the other teams that, like when you add up every game, the other teams have outgained them, and they're 6-3. So that just lets you know that their defense is a big reason why they're relevant. And Mike Tomlin.
Yeah, as always, just a constant. It's always defense and Mike Tomlin, no matter what they put out there on offense each and every
Doesn't
day.
matter,
They always
man.
got a chance. Like, they always got a chance. It's really crazy. But next, we're gonna hit on some of the other quarterbacks, maybe some of the bottom quarterbacks of the league. Justin Fields coming back from injury today. He's getting the start. Desmond Ridder was named QB1 next week when the Saints play, or when they play the Saints rather. So just quick thoughts on just like quarterbacks of the future. Obviously there's a lot of noise coming into the year around Justin Fields that all right, they've kind of surrounded him with the offense, the offensive coordinator and everything. Like things should change, things should start to look better, and it didn't seem to really click that much. There was some games, there was some flashes. We saw a lot, and obviously he got injured, went out. But even like I said, same thing with Dez. They just handled that quarterback. They handled him in that whole off season, last season, everything just terribly. But same thing with he had fumbling issues, turnover issues. Sat him for a week. Taylor Heineken gets hurt. He has to come back in for a drive. Leads us to a score on that drive, but defense can't hold up their bargain on their end. So just quarterback of the future. What do you kind of think of these two guys? Do you feel like next year they're starting for their respective teams, and just how they are as a prospect of quarterbacks as a whole?
I'm gonna do the easier one first. Ridder, no, he's not the QB of the future. I think that you guys aren't bad enough to where you guys will have a top 10 pick. You guys might be able to move up
We're
and
at
get
9
somebody.
now.
I mean, you're at 9.
But we shouldn't have finished the year with 9. That's the whole point. Like they should hopefully win a few more games so we can either win a division. I don't know wild cards. I guess wild cards kind of still in the future. It's, we're in the middle of the pack, 6, but we shouldn't be picking at 9. But who knows?
I mean, you guys aren't bad enough. So I mean, if you guys want to lose every game, you can. But this year, I just feel like with Drake May and Caleb Williams, like trying to get into that top 3, you have to pay. You have to pay. Like you can only imagine. Think about last year when people like Bryce Young, but nobody liked Bryce Young as much as Caleb, and they gave up 2 firsts, a second, and DJ Moore, and maybe another later round draft pick. So imagine what you're gonna have to do for Caleb, and that's from going to where you guys are at right now. I think the Bears were at 9. Yeah, they were at 9.
Yeah, they weren't even that far back.
When they traded up to 1. So if you want to pay that price, you can. But no, Ridder, I mean, worst case scenario, I think he's a starter going into next year, but he has like a real short lease. Like y'all draft somebody to replace him. Maybe y'all get Penix later in the first round, or I don't know if y'all would invest a first round pick on a quarterback. But I mean, he's not the guy of the future. He would not be the quarterback by the end of next year, but he might start the year off for next year. Going on to Justin Fields, I'm more optimistic about him. Best thing for Justin Fields and the Bears is for him to ball out these last 7, 8 games. The Panthers are going to finish with the top 5 pick. Your best case scenario is you to get the 2nd or 3rd overall pick. Maybe first is perfect, but 2nd or 3rd overall pick and be able to flip it just how you flip for DJ Moore. So get another couple of extra firsts. The Bears need maybe some DBs, a corner. Eddie Jackson's getting old. Jalen Johnson's there. I don't know if they want to re-sign him long-term, so maybe a corner. Go get Kool-Aid or the guy from Iowa. Go get you a dominant D lineman. I know Georgia probably has another one cooking out that they're about to toss out in the draft. So, I mean, best case scenario is for him to ball out so they can keep him. And then you might have 2 first-round picks, 2 top 10 picks. So, I mean, obviously, Justin Fields doesn't want to see himself get replaced. We see how Kyler played against you guys. I always thought Kyler was good. I always didn't think he should be. Like, he's not one of those guys that not ever, but it should be talked about being replaced. Like, when Kyler is playing his game, he's a top 10, top 12 quarterback. Like, that talent is undeniable. So, I mean, if Justin Fields balls out, I think he can be the quarterback of the future. Like he just has to get better as a passer. He shows signs, but it's all about consistency in the league, and that's how you win championships, being a consistent passer. So if he can ball out and they can address other needs with those other top 10 picks, man, the Bears can be in business. Their rebuild can be done quicker than people expect.
For sure.
And this is one of the most, real quick before you go, I think this is one of the most loaded drafts we're going to have in a long time, especially receiver. When we talk about the Jaguars later on in the year, we're definitely going to talk about receiver. But yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Like you said, it's loaded. A lot of, obviously, skill position, quarterback, wide receiver, even on the other side of the box, corners. Like it's going to be a really nice draft this upcoming year. So I don't know. Just back, you said, talking about Justin Fields, literally, like, they're going to have for sure 2 top 5 picks, just because obviously the Panthers, I feel they're going to probably finish the worst in the league. And obviously they have their own, which we don't know what the Bears are going to do these last few games. Like you said, maybe hopefully he balls out and then they continue to lose and they still have that top pick. So like you said, it really gets all kind of depends on, like you said, the evaluation kind of starts now with him. He does ball out. Maybe they're like, okay, you take one more year with him, and like I said, surround him with some weapons or load up on defense, whatever case may be. Obviously, they just traded for Sweat and signed him long term.
I forgot about Sweat.
Yeah,
the rebuild can be done quick, man.
Yeah, like so the defensive line, like the defensive line, kind of there, kind of set. Like I said, just maybe on the back end, they upgrade there. Like you said, maybe re-sign Johnson and draft somebody else. Or offensively, like I said, I mean, they got DJ Moore. Maybe they get another receiver. The talk in the beginning of the year was taking Marvin Harrison at 2. Don't know if that's the talk of the year was they're gonna have 1 and 2. They take Caleb Williams and Marvin Harrison back to back. I don't know if that's the smartest thing to do, but it could be an option. But regardless, obviously they take Caleb Williams. They're trading out Justin Fields. But I don't know. It's really interesting. It's like they can go that route depending on how well he plays. Because I still think he has potential and capabilities. It just maybe it's going to take the right coordinator, the right system, and like you say, he has to be better as a passer and his accuracy. But also, I don't know how high people are on Caleb Williams, being the way that he finished the year, the way USC finished the year. Like if they're really like, oh damn, obviously we can't pass up on Caleb. Like we feel like he's a generational talent, like everybody was talking about and saying. Like we no matter what he does, maybe that just helps his trade stock or wherever they're sending him off to, because like maybe they're thinking, oh, we can't pass up on Caleb Williams, maybe that's our future right there. So I don't know, whether he balls out or not. I guess it's gonna it's gonna be interesting to see what they do. I actually have no clue. I really don't know what they should do either. I don't know. I just don't know. Would you rather at this point take Caleb Williams or Justin Fields if you're the Bears GM?
If I'm the GM in a perfect world, I want to keep Justin Fields and flip those picks.
Yeah, I guess that's true. But
you can go with Caleb, but the haul you're going to get, man, I'm telling you, all right, they're talking about him maybe quitting on the season and him crying and stuff. He cares about football, bro. Boo-hoo. But somebody's gonna pay big time, bro. Like just like I said earlier, think about what they got for Bryce Young. They get more for Caleb. So I mean, that's my best case scenario. I want to keep Justin Fields and flip it, but we'll see, man. We will see in about 5 months.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting, but obviously I know some big trade is gonna happen for sure. Whether it's involving the Bears or another franchise that's real quarterback needy and has some assets to give off. But yeah, I don't know. But as for Ritter, I'll keep it short. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know.
You watch him every game, bro. You have a better perspective than almost anybody.
I just don't like. He's trying to play too cool for school sometimes. Like the fumbling issues is ridiculous. Like he's had 3 times where he's like entering the end zone and the ball gets knocked out of his hand. 2 of them end up being touchbacks, and the other one I think he just barely crossed the line. It's just like you got to have better ball security. And it was crazy was like he had that issue the week before. I think it was with we had played the Bucks. And then the next week they had him going through like, the drills with the running back to secure the ball. And then the next week he still did the same shit. So I was like, what's the purpose, bro? Like you're not getting better. You're not learning. Like Desmond Ritter is best in like somehow, some way. I don't know how he's like best in the last few moments of the game when we need a touchdown or we just need to get in the field goal range. He somehow gets us there. But the rest of the time he's just pedestrian. But also, I've said like one that they've just done a bad job with the quarterback situation in general. He should have been starting earlier last year. He should have played the whole preseason this year, and they need to open up the playbook, and they need to run the playbook more tailored to what he's best at, which I think is just RPO, to be honest. That's just what he looks best in to me. But Arthur Smith that's just not his forte, in my opinion. Just not his. That's just not what he calls. Not is his game plan. It's not his style of offense. So Desmond Ritter's style of play and Arthur Smith's style of offense don't really mesh. So maybe that's also part of the reason, because Arthur Smith be calling some horrible ass shit. Like it just be looking so dumb. It don't be making no sense. Like one game he called a trick play in the red zone, and he be getting too cute. He called a trick play in the red zone, had Jonnu Smith throw the ball to our tight end 3 for what, on a third down? Like why? Why are we doing that? It makes no sense to do. Like I don't know. Like I think
that was versus the Vikings, right?
Yes, I think it was. No. It was. He might have did versus the Vikings. I might have missed the first play.
It was Jonnu on the goal line?
It was a. Yeah, it was a. Well, I don't. It was it the Vikings? It could have been.
It
was the Vikings. It was early on. Yeah, it was early on.
Hold on, real quick, bro. When I seen that play, I'm like, I know Jelani, like, he going crazy. Like, all right, you can get cute, but on the goal line, bro, just get my 7 points and let's get out of here, bro.
Bro, you have 3 capable running backs that can just push it in. Like you have Bijan, Tyler, and even Cordell if you need to use them. Like, what are we doing? Just doing dumb shit. And like even then, when we're getting the red zone, even if we're gonna pass the ball, like we're not using the height of tight ends and wide receivers that we have. Like we're not just little fade, little box out, slant, like any of that. We're not doing none of that. Like just doing dumb shit in the red zone. So a lot of it, I've said it's been Arthur Smith's fault with how they've just handled Desmond Ridder as a whole. But now you're in the spotlight, like that's your team. Like you got to do certain things to, elevate us. Like sometimes he doesn't know when to throw the ball away. He holds the ball too long. He takes bad sacks. Pocket awareness isn't the greatest. Like the only decent thing with him sometimes, like he has decent accuracy at times, but that's pretty much it. But yeah, like you said, I don't know about the quarterback of the future, but I agree with what you just said. He named quarterback 1. He more like he's probably going to finish out the year decent. Hopefully, like if he gets us the division, he's for sure starting next year. But I don't know how long or short his leash is going to be. Arthur Smith is already back next year. They already confirmed it, so I don't know. It's going to be a doozy. I think I'm in for another rough 2 to 3 years for sure.
I'm gonna be honest, bro. Like obviously he frustrates you and stuff, but that Arthur doesn't fire guys too easily. Like not too easily. Yeah. He will if he has to, but he's not gonna overreact.
Yeah, I think the Taylor Heineke thing was the pressures probably a little bit within the organization, but obviously just the media as well, and just Dez just wasn't playing well. He didn't play well that game either, and obviously Taylor came in and gave our offense a spark, so it just kind of was like writings on the wall. But yeah. I think Taylor, I don't know what type of injury he fully had. I think it was a hamstring or something. So I don't think he probably needed a few weeks anyway. So I think Dez is going to be named the quarterback or starting quarterback next week regardless. But that's another story here and there. But yeah, I don't know if he's the quarterback for the future, but I agree with you. He's definitely going to start next year, especially if he wins this division this year. But moving on real quick, we're going to go to week 11, talk a few of the injury returners who you feel like may just have a big day. Obviously, Matthew Stafford's back in the fold. Keenan Allen back as well. Devon, I'm gonna say his last name wrong.
Achane.
Achane. I always be like Achani, but Achane, he's back. He burst on the scene for a few games and then got injured. But these guys are back for their teams, probably helping them, to make a good, big boost. Hopefully, maybe a playoff push for some of them, or just continue with their winning ways. What do you think has a big day? It don't even got to be these guys. I think Pat Fryermuth's coming back as well.
No. Yeah. Kenny Pickett's his quarterback.
Yeah.
Kenny's not terrible, but he's not going to reach his full potential being there. Me personally, I'm going to go Achane.
Yeah.
One, because how he was trending before he left. I think he had that breakout 200-yard game, and then he had 100 yards twice after that.
Yeah.
So he was doing very well. Mike McDaniels was using him, utilizing him very well. Like the way he's able to get all his guys the ball in creative ways, like it's not like it's not the most basic way. Like the defense does not know which way. Like how do you say this? He uses his best players to get his other best players open. Like he'll put Tyreek Hill in motion, fake the jet sweep, and then do a little fake like toss, like either a pitch or a toss the opposite way. Get the defense flowing this way, and then get him going that way. And you got 2 guys running the opposite directions. Where you gonna go? Somebody's gonna mess up. So like the eye candy is crazy. How he's just able to get his guys involved and put in the best positions to succeed. So I'm gonna go with a chain. Matthew Stafford going against the Seahawks is a big game, I feel like, as well. And they kind of need this. They've kind of fell off since he's been injured. So for them to try to, keep staying in wild card contention, which they can, they need this win today. And the only other reason why I don't take Keenan Allen is because he's going against the Packers and Jair Alexander. So, I mean, Herbo's still going to target him, but I don't think he's going to have a big day like he usually does. But if he comes out and has a 10-catch, 130-yard game, I have nothing to say about that. That's just Keenan Allen for you. He's been doing it for a long time.
Yeah, I'm about to say he's, fortunately, he always be having like.
He got 10,000 a couple.
I was just about to say, yeah. I'm about to say he just eclipsed the 10,000 yard mark. Like he's had a pretty good year. Already just pulled up his stats. He's just shy of 900 yards at the moment. 73 catches. That's solid, and we still got a whole 6. Yeah, they got a whole 7 games left.
7, at least 7
games. Yeah. Oh yeah, because they had it bye already. So yeah, they got 7 games left. So, yeah, he's been on one this year. He always is like when he's healthy, but for some reason always has like lower leg, lower body injuries. But yeah, man, I think he had like a 200-yard game this year too. Yeah, Vikings. Yeah, 215-yard game, just crazy. But I think he could possibly have a big game. Jair's back. I know he wasn't playing last week.
I think so.
Yeah. I mean, if he's back today, if he shadows him, he shadows him. But I think Keenan still gets open a little bit. But definitely, like you said, I agree with the Devon pick as well because they just got so many playmakers. They got so much speed, and like you said, Mike is just he's a creative mind, and he's definitely one of the top coaches now in the league and play callers as well on the opposite side of the ball because. You say the way he's able to get everybody the ball, like literally everybody can have it. It's crazy that everybody the game that he had a 200-yard game. Didn't Mozart have a 100-yard game as well? Like everybody was going crazy.
I'm pretty positive that was the Broncos game, and everybody.
Yeah, it was the Broncos game. Yeah, and literally
everybody went crazy, bro.
Everybody ate that game. But even games where it's like still kind of closer, like and it was like you look at the stats, and like everybody equally got the ball. It's like. In basketball, where it's like everybody's like all your starting 5 got is in double digits, and even the bench players maybe have like 12, 14. Like everybody ate. Everybody gets their shots off. It's crazy.
It's kind of like I wouldn't say like Duluth versus Meadow Creek, but who's a team that Duluth were playing basketball where everybody would play?
Everybody would play. It would probably in our day it was Meadow Creek. Like when we left, Meadow Creek got
good. They won
transfer. Yes, they won like I think 2. So yeah, in our days, it might have been that, and nowadays not. But yeah, it'd been like it would probably have been like a Norcross versus Duluth type game. Nah, the Norcross Duluth games used to sometimes be kind of close, depending on what year it was. Like the first few years.
Norcross back in the day when they had Al-Farouq Amino.
Yeah. Oh yeah, them days, yeah, they would probably torture them. But
I remember vividly as a kid. I was probably like middle school. I went to the game. I think it was like 6th grade. Man, they beat them boys 82-24. I said, wow.
I was like, they had Al-Farouq. They
had another dude, the African dude. I forgot his name.
Oh yeah, the other one. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. They had. They also had Lamb. Like,
Jeremy Lamb. Yeah. Jeremy Lamb was real good in high school.
They had some guys for sure, but yeah, back on track. My fault. We're gonna hit on the mid-season grade. I know it's past mid-season, but we ain't did a show, so we're gonna hit on some of the mid-season grades. Just kind of our teams, other teams that feel like they're trending up, trending down, where they're at, just in the season as a whole. So I know you probably want to start on your Jaguars.
For my team, I'm gonna give grades for almost every position, not every position, but offense, defense, special teams, coaching. But every other team, I'm just gonna give a straight up grade. So for the Jaguars, overall team grade got B+. I'd be crazy if I said I'm disappointed in the Jaguars being 6-3, even though we are not playing up to our full potential. I've been watching this team since I was 4 years old, since 2003, so 4.5, 5. But yeah, B plus offense, C plus. Coming into the season, if you told me we kept everybody and added Calvin Ridley, I swore our offense was going to take off. But our play calling has been horizontal due to the lack of pass blocking. The offensive line hasn't been as good as they're supposed to be. Trevor Lawrence knee injury, like I know he's played every game, but when you hurt your knee like that, your MCL, like running straight line, you're good. But lateral, like bootlegs and stuff, and play action, all that stuff, getting him moving side to side, he just can't do it how he used to. So that's kind of affecting the creativity of the offense, and we just haven't hit our stride yet. We've only had a couple of good games, and hopefully we can take off today. But C plus for them. Defense A. If you would have told me coming into the season, our defense would be our best position group. Run defense, top 5. Darius Williams. Tyson Campbell's been hurt, but Darius Williams has stepped up. Andre Cisco has been a stud. Your guy that y'all gave us, I appreciate it. I know he played good for y'all, but yeah, Foye is a like I don't
he's
know,
legit, bro. He's
like a Patrick Mahomes. That man he's everywhere. He makes all the calls. Like he's rushing to get everybody lined up, and he's never out of position. He's never overrunning a stretch play. He's that veteran leader that we needed, and he's running the defense very well. So I got to get the defense an A. Coaching, I'm going to go B because Mike Caldwell, our defensive coordinator, has done a very good job. Last year, everybody was trying to get him fired, and now this year, everybody's like, oh, he might leave us for another coaching job. Offense, obviously, is bringing us down. They're like a C minus, C plus on coaching. So, that coaching is a B. And then special teams, A. Logan Cook is one of our best players. He's been here for a while. Our punter from Mississippi State. He's very good. And I appreciate us cutting Riley Patterson, even though he won us the game versus the Chargers, and signing Brandon McManus. Because last year, anything from like the 45 to 55 range we were iffy about. But this year, as long as we're inside 55 yards, man, they're sending a field goal unit out there. And he's only missed one kick this year. So he's really been a boost. So overall, I'm giving us a B. A B plus for the season. Our overall team great. What about the Falcons? I know you. By the way, I see you tweet. I know it's not going to be a B plus, but what you got for the ATL?
No, ain't no B plus. I might give F's across the board, man. This is ridiculous. Like I'm not going to get F's across the board. Koo might get a B plus because I think he had a little stretch where he was tripping, but he's been clutch for us the last few weeks. He got back on his Koo King shit, but. Nah, just to start with top of the bottom, I'm gonna start with Arthur. I'm not gonna start with Arthur. I'm gonna start with the offense. Offensively, we're definitely a D. Not even a D. D maybe F. We're a D. And it's a lot of it, like I said, it's all on Arthur Smith. Arthur Smith gets an F. He's really the whole reason behind that. I've been saying he needs to give up play calling because I don't think he can do both. But also I don't really see it. He's just not the greatest head coach. I don't know. Like he's just very, 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 very mid. I don't know, but he just can't. He doesn't call. He's not a great offensive play caller. That's just point blank period. So he needs to either give up. He needs to give up those duties, or he needs to relegate, some of them to either like the, QB coach, or just we need to bring somebody else in. Like he just maybe it needs to be a balance because he just can't be the sole offensive play caller. It's just not working at all. Like it's ridiculous. Like. But he said a few weeks ago that Bijan's his abilities, like basically called him all ball shooter. He basically said that he's his presence can open up the offense for other people, and it's just that one that hasn't been true, and it hasn't been happening, and two that makes no sense. Give him the damn ball. Like this is football. You give your playmakers the ball. So he said that, and I was like, I'm done. Like, can we please fire him tomorrow? But we're not, and he's gonna be here next year as well, which sucks even more. But let me get back on track. Offensively, we were definitely around the D range. I think at a point we're definitely in the 20s with points per game scored and yardage as well. It's probably the same thing now as well. I got to look at the stats, but we're definitely bottom tier of the league in that category. We obviously have 3 first-round draft picks that we rarely use in any type of situation when we have the ball. Obviously Bijan, Kyle, and London. And somehow, some way, they're not frustrating and showing it in the media and being divas like all these other teams have. Like when they very well have a case to do that, they should easily be doing that. But definitely deep for the offense. Defensively, it started. I was gonna say a B plus, but the way they've been playing the last few weeks, they've kind of helped give these teams the wins that they gave. As in wasn't able to sack Kyler last week. We let Dobbs come in on Tuesday and beat us on a Sunday. That's ridiculous. Like we didn't sack him, I think, on a fourth down as well. And then the week before that, who we lose to? Oh, the Titans. We let Mayo Boy go for 300 and something yards. So
get Walker flood in the chat with some BS.
Ridiculous, bro. Ridiculous. So like right now in the present moment, they're getting a C plus, a D plus, C minus, because like they started off the year strong. Like they would give up a decent amount of yards, but they would never bend. They would never break at the goal line. There was like around 20 points per game, maybe lower, that we was giving up. But last 2 weeks, I mean, we did lose. We have had injuries on the defensive line. Amenyata and Grady Jarrett's out for the year as well. So I mean that can have a little bit to do with it. But also we've gotten no pass rush, no pressure at all. That was obviously a concern coming into the year. It's been a concern for us 4 years, and we still haven't addressed it. But yeah, they've given up some wins the last few weeks, along with Arthur Smith. So they get a D plus. Special teams, like I said, Koo's the only one that's been okay. He gets a A. Coaching, I already said F for sure. Like he's just been selling, and it's really it's no minus. Is like Arthur Smith gets an F. The whole team as a whole gets a D plus, C minus, barely. And they shouldn't even get that because we're in the same position as we was last year with supposedly better talent. We spent all that money in the off season. We went and got Ryan Nielsen, he's a pretty good defensive coordinator, but I mean you can only do so much when your defense is, like I said, now they're injured and they have defensive lapses. I should give individual players. Richie Grant has been a very big disappointment. A second round pick from 2 years ago. Was it 2 years ago? Might be 2 or 3 years ago now. But regardless,
right?
That boy, he be getting cooked. No matter if it's in run game, pass game, anything, he be getting cooked. He's the one that gave up the long play to Trey McBride last week, and I thought it was a push off, but it's like he just not. He I don't know. He looked legit coming out of UCF, and that boy just been straight garbage. So we got to find a strong safety next year to go along with Bates. Because he's only
been one of the good bright spots.
Yeah, he's been a bright spot. Yeah, he's been a bright spot for us for sure. Like the money was well spent. But yeah, as a whole, the team is just not good. Like we shouldn't be sitting at 4-6 with the easiest schedule. We've been relatively healthy. We haven't played all world quarterbacks. Like I said, literally a third stringer, like fucking NASA boy, like literally came in the building, didn't know a play, didn't know teammates, didn't know nothing, just went out there and lost.
The cadence.
That's ridiculous. And then let somebody come back from ACL injury and win the game as well. Like that's 3 games you just shouldn't let slip away. And those are just the last 3 weeks. There's been games earlier this year where we very well could have went the other way and lost. We lost to the Commanders. Like what are we doing? How? Like it's ridiculous. So yeah, the team honestly they really get an F. Like we're at 4-6. Like I said, same spot as last year. Supposedly had made upgrades, supposedly had spent all this money, had the easiest schedule, had been relatively healthy, probably one of the healthiest teams in the league, and we're still at 4-6 going to a bye week. Just now naming our starting quarterback again. So team is just horrible. But real quick before we move on, any mid-season grades for other teams, other coaches, other players that kind of have surprised?
Oh man, I had it jotted down, but I gotta just pull up the schedule real quick because I had a couple teams in mind. Okay, mid-season grades, like some surprises in a good way. Texans, A.
Big A. A plus maybe. Like
if you told me that the Texans would be a game behind us in the middle of the season, I would just say you're crazy, man. I thought they had some talent on their roster last year, left over with Petrie and Stingley over there on defense, but CJ Stroud is just coming in and just making, like, when you're a good quarterback, you're a good quarterback when you just have guys that struggle in other places or just guys in other situations and they come over here and look like world beaters. Like, Noah Brown didn't play like this for the Cowboys. He had some good games, but for him and Tank Dell, to dominate the way they do. Nico Collins didn't even play last week, but Nico Collins was on the Texans last year. Nobody knew that. They're just it's A's all around, from the coaching staff to how they drafted. Will Anderson doesn't get talked about all the time, but he's still having a good season.
Yeah.
But another A. Lions are an A right now. Obviously, Dan Campbell doing what he's doing. And my two biggest disappointments so far this season, I don't think the Giants are disappointment. They won a lot of one-score games last year, but they're F's all around. Offense, F minus. Yes, my fault. There we go. Perfect timing. Giants offense, F minus. Coaching, I go C minus. Dayball, you can't really do anything when the offensive line is as bad as it is. They still not really investing in the skill position like they should. I know Waller is, I guess, a nice pickup, but he was always injury prone. And Hyatt, you need to invest in first round picking a guy to help you on that side of the ball. Their defense has been okay. I'm still going D though, because the Cowboys did whatever they wanted to do. When Dak plays them, that's his one stat game. Like, how we're talking about everybody gets in versus Meadow Creek. For us in football, everybody versus Meadow Creek, that's the Cowboys versus the Giants right now. So I'm going F with them. And then my last team that I'm giving an F to is the Panthers. For them to give up all the draft capital they did, especially along with DJ Moore, and for them to be in the same position they're in, even worse with being the worst team in the league right now. I think the Giants are worse than them, honestly. But the Panthers, they literally just got a new coach, Frank Wright, and they're already talking about firing him. And the fact that he gave up play calling for 2 weeks, then took it back. So they don't know what's going on. They can't find any consistency or continuity. It's just bad. Coaching's an F. Offense is an F. Bryce Young is getting no help. I'm not calling him a bust, because when you watch the film, they're dropping everything. Adam Thielen is a number one at 35 years old, but he's running like he's 38. He's pretty solid, but he's slow as hell. Yeah. DJ Chark is not consistent. He just has no help. And on the defense side of the ball, they have some young guys, but injuries. Like J.C. Horn is coming back soon, but you still got Burns and Derrick Browns and Jeremy Chin. You got some solid pieces, but they're just being held back by the offense. I'm going to give their defense a C+. But overall, the Panthers and the Giants are my 2 F so far. Like I didn't expect them to make the playoffs, but I didn't expect either of these teams to be that bad.
Exactly, especially the Giants. Coming off of the year that they had and supposedly found a guy in the ball, and I knew it was about to be a bad year once they gave Danny Dimes all that money. Like, that was the first mistake. I knew it was about to be a bad year as soon as they did that. And then they talked about, like I said, all the upgrades on the offense, and they was able to keep Saquon for a year. I feel like you disgruntled him. You stuck with Danny Dimes. Don't nobody want him. Nobody's trading for him. He said defense was supposed to be a very, very bright spot. They were supposed to be, kind of like the anchors. And then, like I said, supposedly all these weapons that they got on offense. Like, the only wide receiver I know, like I said, the only reason I knew Jalen Hyten because that's their first round pick. Outside of that, Darius Slayton's the only other wide receiver I know that they have. I don't know the other wide receivers. I think so. Some kid named Wandale, I think Robinson. But other than that, I don't know. I don't know anybody else on that side of the ball. So they get an F for sure. I think they get an F all around. Like I said, the ball may be the only bright spot. I think just because you
got to have players though.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what is he supposed to do? You have to have the players in place. So,
real quick, bro, the people I feel the worst, I think Saquon is number one for me. Like, I feel so bad for him. He's just riding away in New York. Just riding away.
Yeah. He got to get up out of there. And then outside of them, like I said, definitely the Panthers. I don't know. I wasn't expecting huge things from them as well. But like you said, I wasn't expecting 1-8, 1-9. They just don't look good at all. And like you said, it's defensively they have a lot of young guys, a lot of bright spots. They maybe should have. I don't know what their future plans are, because they, like you said, they don't even know. But I might have gotten off of I might have traded a few of the guys that they had on the defense side just for some draft capital, because like I said, you're literally in the same position as last year. Like, you got to somehow figure out a way to get better, whether that's through the draft or, I don't know how much money they have to spend next year, but you got to find a way to get better. I'd have got off some of those guys, but they definitely get Fs. The other teams, I guess I would do like a middle line teams like that. They may be like maybe B, C plus range. Vikings for sure. The way they started out, absolutely god awful. Now they're on what, a 5-game win streak. They just somehow have found ways to put games together. That defense has gotten better and better throughout the year.
Yeah, bro. That's
Offensively, offensively, them guys are picking up as well. Justin Jefferson, I was hoping he'd be back this year for fantasy reasons, but he'll hopefully be back next week. And if they continue their winning ways, like, obviously they're right there in the wild card spot. I don't know they're gonna challenge the Lions for the division. They still, do they have to play them 2 times still?
I don't think they played yet.
I don't think they played yet. If I can remember, I don't think they played yet. But I mean, they continue. If they do have to play them 2 more times, and they continue to play the way they are,
anything can happen, bro.
Safe. Yeah, exactly. Like, they may not be as safe as we thought they would be. So they're like B plus at this moment. Like, 5-game win streak in NFL. That's nothing to bat an eye. 4 or 5 game, whichever one it is nothing to bat an eye at. Especially with the quarterbacks that they've had to rotate in and out. Obviously, losing Kirk Cousins for the year, like that type of stuff can deflate you. Justin Jefferson hasn't played since week 5. Like that type of stuff can deflate you. But they found a ways to win, and they get him back, and Dobbs continues to play the way he's been playing this year. Like, they got something cooking for sure. Outside of that, like, I don't know. I guess I'd give them it'd probably be like a C plus B minus maybe at this point. But the Broncos, I went back and looked at their record. I think they and with the injuries that's happened with the Browns and the Bengals, obviously Joe Burrow and Deshaun being out, like, I don't know, like, that wild card may still be in play for them as well. Like, they obviously started off terrible. Again, another team that started off terrible, but they've put together some wins the last few weeks. I think they're sitting at 4-5 right now, or 4-6, one of the two. Beat the Kansas City Chiefs. Had a clutch win. Who did they play last week? I forgot who they played last week, but they had a clutch win the Jets. I think they played. No, I'm tripping. They lost against the Jets. I don't know who they played. They played somebody. Let me look it up. But they had a clutch win last week as well. But they're kind of trending up a little bit. I don't know how long that's going to last. But like I said, I think they're sitting at – they're sitting at, no, not 3-5, 4-5. Regardless, like I said, they're playing a lot better. 4-5, and they play Minnesota today. I guess that's the Sunday night game.
Sunday night,
I think you realize, so 4-5. I guess both the teams I'm just talking about right now. Vikings 6-4, Broncos 4-5. They put another win together. They'll be they're they're tied for the bottom of the division right now. Forgot. The next team I was about to talk about actually in their division, the Raiders. They've been able to put some wins together as well with Antonio as the interim head coach. It's funny. He just said they're going to go back to running the ball. They went back to running the ball, and then they're winning games. I guess they're going to have to do that as well. He said Jimmy G, the guy O'Connell, running the show now as well. But everybody's kind of stepped up in a way. They're at 500 as well. So, I mean, I don't know. The standings for the AFC wild card spots getting a little tight. Colts are at 5-5, Texans 5-4, Browns and Steelers 6-3, Bengals 5-5, Raiders 5-5. Like I said, the Broncos are able to win tonight, 5-5. So everybody's right there. Jets, I don't know. We'll see.
No, I'm sorry, brother. I swear, bro. Like,
Zach Wilson is terrible. But I'm saying we'll see because supposedly Aaron Rodgers is supposedly supposed to be.
If he comes back, bro, that offensive line is still the same. He's gonna have to, bro. When you're in the game, you can't control what's gonna happen and how quick you're gonna have to react. Like, when them guys is coming at you, you're not gonna just sit there and take it. You're gonna try to get up out of there real quick, and that Achilles is gonna pop again. He just needs to chill.
He needs to chill. I mean, he sees a window. He sees opportunity. Like you say, it'd be that defense. That defense is legit. Probably top 2-3 in the league. Them Browns and I think other teams is blank, but them and the Browns for sure in the top 3. But regardless, I mean, like you said, that offensive line isn't that great. But I mean, he sees opportunity. A lot of people saying it was fake anyway. I don't know, but may come back. He may elevate them. He said what? He said he's aiming for like end of December, time frame. So that still gives them. That's a month away. So they still have like 3-4 more games, depending on what they do. He may or may not come back. I think it's just talk. He's not coming back. Fuck it. It's an ACL. Like in the same season, no way. Like no way. There's no way. But yeah, the AFC standings is getting a little crowded. And last before I end off and we go to the Pick'ems, Patriots is definitely an F. But I mean,
Oh my God! Hold
they have
on.
nothing.
Can
Like
we
they
can
have
we
literally nothing.
can we both go take turns? While you're
Yeah.
talking, I'm thinking about other teams. The Patriots are F minus. Like
Minus.
they might like if how can I compare it? If the Pats were taking a class, like the teacher would go in and tell them it's halfway through the semester, son, you
Yeah.
might as well not show up another day for class. You failed this. You can't get out of this hole. You're done.
That's literally that's probably the perfect analogy. Like go ahead and pack it up. You might as well.
Like you're done. There's no chance. I can't help
There's
you.
no test. There's no extra credit.
Nothing.
There's no book report. There's nothing that you can give me right now that's gonna get you to a passing grade. Like it's just over with for you. Like they're god awful. They have like literally nothing. Like they have all skill position guys are either hurt or slow. Mac Jones is I don't know. They just kind of failed him, but I don't think he was that great to begin with. Offensive lines, but like he coaching really hasn't been good either. Like just everything kind of sucks. The only like decently bright spot for them has been like their little bit of their drafting on the defensive side of the ball. Like they have a pretty solid secondary in my opinion, but other than that, like that team is a wash. They're terrible, like just god awful. So like you said, F minus, not even a grade for real, but yeah, they just bottom tier of the league. Them Panthers and Giants can't do nothing.
Real quick, bro. I think the biggest problem with them is the Patriot way and the culture, and Bill Belichick not getting a lot of most of the guys he hires for his staff are recycled guys.
Yeah, or guys he just brings back that was on his squad already. Like who they turned Patricia, right? They turned him. He was a defense coordinator. Tried to turn into an offensive coordinator. Like that should
Say it one more time.
I said Patricia, right? Wasn't that they brought him back after
it was
got fired?
Joe Judge and Patricia. Joe Judge was a freaking special teams coach, man. I'm like, what, Bill? What are you doing? I know it's your way, but you got to hire a real coach. You can't
and then just give him a different assignment. Like
it pissed me off because as a quarterback, my entire life, I know how hard it is to call plays. Like in college, I remember I was hurt one game, and my coach literally, like in practice, he was like, "You gonna coach today?" Like he literally made me like write a script of plays. Like I ran the scrimmage basically, and he was like, "We don't score. I'm blaming you." So I had to do 20 plays for our scrimmage, and I just realized how hard it is. And it's just not like you're calling plays just to call them because they look good. It's a rhyme or reason because of what they're gonna do on this certain down and distance. It's just wow. It's just it's way harder than people give anybody credit for. So for him to hire somebody that's coached defense their whole life for special teams and be like, oh, just go do this in the NFL. And then on top of that, your personnel is trash. It's not like you got Randy Moss over there or Gronk. You got damn Juju,
Devontae Parker. like they got
what?
Yeah, they got tear. Like that's all I said. Like when you recycle the guys and like I said, you make a defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator. I was like, I knew they was in trouble. Like I don't know what they got going on over there, but Kraft gonna ride with Billy until the wheels fall off. It looks like, but I don't know. Maybe be time for a conversation for that to be over with. But he obviously he just re-signed, so it's like that's not even gonna be a topic of discussion. But yeah, man, that's the mid-season grades for you. A lot of bad ones, but also a lot of bright ones. But real quick, before hitting to the pick'ems, just Super Bowl rematch. What do we expect for tonight?
Well, first off, I gotta correct you a little bit. It's tomorrow, Monday night. I think
it is tomorrow. You're right, Monday night. I'm tripping. We just talked about Monday night. Yeah,
great. It's gonna be a great game. I'm already locked into almost every primetime game, but this one it's gonna be a good game. And I swear, if Joe Buck, I know Troy Aikman not going because Troy Aikman is always like straight up. If they he's not gonna want to talk about the Swifties. He's gonna let's talk about football. So hopefully they don't bring him up, but. It's going to be a shootout, man. I'm taking the over for this game. I think that both teams are not playing their best football, and they all have some things they can work on, but this is going to be one of the games. I don't think it's going to be like the Rams-Chiefs a couple years ago. You remember that game?
Yeah.
But it's going to be just as entertaining as the Super Bowl, and I'm looking forward to it. I actually have the Eagles winning this game. I know we're doing our pick'ems in a second, but
yeah. I can see him.
It's going to be a shootout because the Eagles have not looked the same on defense this year. Slay and Bradbury
Mm-hmm.
have not been the same. Anybody that's watched the Eagles know that. They're just finding ways to win games. And the Chiefs this year, the offense has been holding them back a little bit, and their defense has stepped up. Like, I thought when we played them week 2, we just had a bad game offensively, but their defense is just that good. So it's a good game, a Super Bowl rematch. Anytime it's a Super Bowl rematch on primetime, people are locked in and watching. So I can't wait to see how it unfolds, and I'm going to take the Eagles in a close one.
Yeah. I'm going to go Kansas City just because they had a week off. I think when you give them a week off to prepare for a type of game like this, then they'll come in prepared. And, it's a big one. They know it's a big one. Like you said, they know they're not playing their best football, especially offensively. So, definitely it's going to be a shootout. Definitely feel like Kansas City's ready and prepared. And like you said too, defensively, the Eagles haven't always, they haven't been playing their best ball, but that they can step it up and turn it on pretty much at any time, especially that defensive line. So the back end's kind of been getting burnt a little bit here and there, but that front seven, something serious. So like I said, maybe they come in prepared. They know the type of game it is. Everybody knows everybody's gonna be watching. So like I said, definitely gonna be a shootout. Gonna be a good one. But I'm gonna take Kansas City in this one. And hopefully they give us a show. But real quick, I know we got to get out here very soon, and games are coming on. So we're going to fly through these pick'ems real quick for the week, and then I'll have a update on our pick'ems and everything. I think we missed last week, but regardless, it's whatever. We'll make it work. I'll put the graphic together and I'll throw it out there. But Cincy, Baltimore, who you got today? Oh, my fault. That was Thursday. I'm tripping.
I was wrong on that. You took Baltimore. I took Cincy.
Yeah.
First, Clemson. I said Clemson. Jesus, Cleveland, Pittsburgh. I'm thinking about Clemson in North Carolina yesterday. They beat your Tar Heels.
It wasn't pretty. I stopped watching after Buddy stumbled at the goal line.
I'm going Pittsburgh. No. I'm stuttering. I can't think right now. I'm going Cleveland. Forget it. Yeah. I believe in DTR. His first start was terrible, but I think he'll shake back and a world's difference from your first start to your second one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with Pittsburgh just because they've found a way to win. Obviously it's just not good when you're losing your starting quarterback for the year, but like you said, they found ways to win in other ways. But I'm gonna go with Pittsburgh anyway, just because just like they're gonna take it. Chicago, Detroit. I'm gonna go Detroit.
It's my upset of the day. I got Chicago. Justin Fields is gonna go off today. I'm so
Chicago.
serious.
Okay. Yeah. Like hopefully, I wouldn't be surprised. I would want to see that. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. I would be surprised. I would want to see it though. I'm gonna go Detroit though. Chargers, Green Bay. Who you got?
This could be a toss-up, but I think the Chargers need it more, so I'm going Chargers. The Jordan Love experiment has died down a little bit. People are not feeling him anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Chargers need it as well. Like you said, they're at 4-5. They need to continue to win. Like I said, it's AFC started to open up a little bit. We don't know. These last 2 games are going to be very important. Every win very important. So I'm going to go with Chargers. Vegas. Miami.
I got Miami, and I'm taking a spread. They, like we talked about, and like they said about Miami, they beat up on bad teams. Like they love beating up on bad teams.
Yeah.
And the Raiders, Antonio Pierce got them guys playing, but I think this is where it ends, my boy.
And they're at home too. Yeah, it might be over with. I'm gonna go Miami as well. Washington Giants, a stinker of a game. We got
Washington. I like Sam Howell a lot. Obviously, I already watched him at UNC, and I was kind of mad at him. I'm over it now, but he was committed to us into signing day in high school, and he flipped and went to UNC.
Yeah, Sam Howell will be balling. I like him as well. And like I said, they say that's the QB of the future. Now they just got to get right on defense. Don't know why they were like super big sellers at the deadline. I guess they didn't see they could do anything this year, but it's whatever. But I'm gonna go Washington as well. I think they won last week even without Chase and Sweat. But yeah, I'm gonna go Washington too. Dallas, Carolina. I'm guessing Dallas. I move on from that.
This could be the upset of the day though. If it happens, I am trolling Ken because Ken loves talking when my team is losing.
That's true.
But it could be an upset, but nah, man, I could see this being real bad. Like Bryce Young might get hurt today. Seriously.
Yeah. They say hopefully. He's smart enough to get the ball away when he needs to, though. That's the one thing about him. So hopefully he doesn't.
This big lineman gonna pounce on him, bro. The Cowboys get after people, so I hope so.
Yeah. Tennessee, Jacksonville. I guess you going with your boys, obviously.
Oh yeah, we're mad. We got beat 34-3. Like that, I can confidently say we're not a good team. We haven't been a good team my entire life, but that was the worst beating we've ever had as a fan. Like
Yeah, 3 points.
bro, we just bad from the beginning. Like we walked in as soon as they kicked off. Like they went down the field, 4 plays. It just seems like everything was so easy. Like, and they run them bootlegs to perfection, bro. I'm talking about Purdy is sticking the ball in the belly of McCaffrey, bro, and he's coming out of his fake and setting up for his little bootleg or waggle.
Yeah.
And he has like 4 seconds to throw, like just chilling. But
yeah,
I see what real football looks like. A real good team, man. But yeah, we're upset. We're 1-3 at home this year too. We can't keep playing like this at home.
Can't drop another one at home. I've had a tough home schedule though. I will say that.
Yeah. We didn't know the Texans were going to play like that. We lost to the Chiefs, Texans, and Niners, so that's not too bad. But I'm going Jags by 14.
Sure.
Mayo man.
Yeah, I'm going Houston as well. I'm not Houston. I'm going Jacksonville as well. Arizona, Houston. Who you got? I'm going Houston for that one.
Kyler. I got Kyler, man. The Magic don't. People got him messed up, bro. Like I really don't. They really came in and said, "Oh yeah, they're tanking for Caleb." Like, all right, maybe Caleb's a little better than Kyler, but it's not by that much. Kyler can do everything. He can make every throw. He can run the same way. And Kyler's not a small dude like Bryce Young. Like Kyler might be like 5'9", 5'10", like 210. Like he's
but at least he's stocky. Yeah, a little
He's not small. He's a winner, bro. Put some respect on his name. And he's back in Texas. I forgot about that. He's from Texas.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Oh yeah. I'm taking Arizona. I'm serious too about this one. The two upsets I'm real serious about is Chicago and Arizona today. Carolina is too unserious for me to take them seriously, but it could happen.
Yeah, I can see the Arizona. It's gonna be a good game. I'm that might be the one I'm tuned into. It's crazy to say like, oh, I'm tuned in the Arizona-Houston game. Like,
hey man,
who would have said that at the beginning of the year? But I'm tuned into that one. Like I said, CJ Stroud's balling. Kyler put on the show last week against my team, so yeah, I'm tuned into that one. Tampa, San Fran.
I watched San Fran play last week, bro. I ain't picking them to lose until somebody beats them because I'm telling you, bro, their offensive line, their D line, just everything, bro. Their DBs, not everybody knows them. I know people know Hufanga and Ward a little bit, but man, they're physical, bro. That's a good team. I'm gonna tell you that. And Mike Evans might be able to. He's big, so he can deal with the physicality they bring. But I'm not picking against the Niners until they lose, bro. That
might have been like the last week might have been like, it's always a game in the year for San Fran where it just starts to click for them and they just take off.
That's the thing, bro. Like going into the game, I was scared because I'm like, all right, they lost 3 in a row. We know they're a good team. They were beating everybody up. They beat Dallas by like 30 on Sunday Night Football. I'm like, they lost 3 in a row. They had their bye week. They got cussed out the entire week. Like they're hungry. We won 5 in a row. We're feeling ourselves out. Like, man, this could get ugly. I didn't think it was going to be this ugly. I thought it would be like 34-17 ugly, not like we only scored 1 field goal. But, yeah, man, San Fran. Good luck, Baker.
Yeah, like I said, they're going to take off. I think that was the game. New York Jets, Buffalo. Who you got? This is low-key going to be a good
Josh Allen's going to go off today. Think so? Josh Allen's going to go off today because Trevon Diggs is talking crazy. I got to say something about that real quick.
His brother?
I get it, bro. You're defending your brother or whatever, and you feel some type of way, but the way he was trashing Josh Allen is just not true. Like him saying he only took off till he got there is kind of true, but they both need each other. Stephon Diggs was pretty good, but he didn't turn into a top 3 receiver until he got with Josh Allen. Josh Allen was consistently hitting him downfield. Josh Allen is a very good quarterback. He's just a turnover-prone guy. He's our generation's Brett Favre. So Brett Favre's still in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Brett Favre won 3 MVPs. Josh Allen is not going to win 3 because of the amount of talent we have at the quarterback position. But put some respect on his name. He's about to go off today. I'm serious. 5 TV games. Well, they're playing today. Let me stop. But he's going to go off today.
Yeah. I'm gonna go. I want to go with the Jets.
Zach Wilson, their quarterback.
And they won. Yeah, that's true. But they won the other matchup earlier this year.
Yeah, they were in the kick.
So they got to split it. I'm gonna go Buffalo. They got to.
And it's in Buffalo too.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Buffalo. But yeah, everything that you just said, I'm piggyback off that as well. But yeah, I don't know, just both of them kind of. Well, Trayvon just started to speak up now, but yeah, just like the pouting and shit.
Yeah, bro, like
that gotta chill, bro. Like, come on.
This, I promise, I'm not in the league, so I can't talk too crazy. But in my personal opinion, Josh Allen. I guess Stephon Diggs is very good, but Josh Allen's a better player than both of them, in my opinion. Like, he's the top. as bad as Josh Allen's playing, he's still a top 5 quarterback in my opinion. And on Trayvon Diggs' worst day, he's not a top 5 corner. And Stephon Diggs right now, with the way the receivers are, I can put Tyreek Hill in front of him, Devontae, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson. He might be 5, but Josh Allen is just as good of a player as Stephon Diggs is. So you can't talk about that boy like that. And Stephon Diggs is lucky he wasn't playing when they played Buffalo because they was going to torch your ass too.
Exactly. Like literally, like you said, like he once he got with them, they both need each other. He became top 3 receiver because like literally it was Thielen and him. Like it was like 1A 1B type shit before he demanded to trade out. So yeah, I feel it. Seattle Rams. Who you got?
Seattle been playing with fire a lot, but they were supposed to lose last week to the Commanders, so I'm gonna go with the Rams. And Stafford's back.
Stafford is back. I was about to say that's the main reason I was gonna go with them. Going with the Rams. Minnesota, Denver. Who you got?
I'm gonna take Denver. I like the way, even though Buffalo did everything to lose that game on Monday, like literally everything they could to lose the game. I like the way Denver's been playing. Russ is people you see like when he's playing a little better, everybody's not on his neck. Well, they're not praising him like how they were on his head when he was playing bad. He's playing well, and nobody's saying anything.
Yeah.
But the Broncos are quietly playing a little better, especially on defense. They're 4-5, and if they win today at 5 to make them 5-5, hey, not saying they're gonna make the playoffs, but they can make it interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
Because with teams like Cleveland and Cincy losing their quarterbacks, you never know, they could drop off.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Exactly what I was saying. So yeah, they got a chance to make a little bit of noise if they get the win. I'm gonna go Minnesota though. I think they on a hot streak. They're on a hot streak. I mean, damn, they do gotta travel to Denver though. But I mean, that's they don't play outside. It's whatever. I'm gonna go with
Minnesota though. So I get what you're trying to point to. I'm pretty sure they practice outside this week.
That's what I'm saying. They got to practice outside. Hopefully, they got ready for the elements. But I'm gonna go Minnesota. They got to continue the hot streak, and then I know you already went Philly for the Monday night game. So yeah. Sure. And I went Kansas City. So we got a few differences. But yeah, that wraps it up for the pick'ems this week. Like I said, I'm gonna update the standings and everything and put it out probably tomorrow. But real quick, I think that pretty much does it for the day. I think you already went. We kind of went through our grinds, our gears throughout the day today. With our teams, even what we just did with Stephon Diggs and them.
Stephon Diggs, yeah.
With the grading and everything. But yeah, any last words, anything before we head out of here?
Nah, man. Just looking forward to another good NFL Sunday. My college football season is kind of up in the air right now.
Oh yeah.
We lost our quarterback, so. Jags win today, everything will be okay. If we lose today, I'm panicking because I'm already panicking with FSU because they already don't want us in the playoffs, and we got to win 2 more games. We got to go beat Florida on the road. Rivalry game is never easy. Only good thing about that is the only good thing about it is that Mertz was playing kind of solid this year, and he's hurt, so nobody would have that quarterback.
Mertz is but y'all gonna end up winning that game. It's okay. Like we just lost last night.
We got to beat Louisville too, though. We got to beat Louisville.
That's what I'm about to say. Y'all got to beat Louisville. That's the main thing. So y'all got to beat those last 2 teams to get in. So it may happen for you. I don't know who your backup quarterback is, but it may happen.
He's from like Valdosta, Tate Rodemaker. I mean, we'll see, man. We will see, but I do not have hopes for us like beating. I thought we could beat like Ohio State or somebody if we got in, but. Man, we will see, but I'm pretty sad about that. But just looking forward to the NFL Sunday, good slate of games, and about to win me some money with prize picks.
For sure. Yeah, throw me those picks as well. I keep getting sold. I just bet on NBA, though, but
yeah,
Chet killed me last night. Chet threw it into overtime, and then SGA got one more rebound off of a Clay air ball. Clay pisses me off, but I could have.
It's very bad, bro.
I could have had me a solid little winning last night, and they messed me up. So I had to settle for the 2 times only. So bullshit, but it was whatever. We're gonna throw some prospects in today, but take some of the. I guess that segues us into Bet Analytics. Check them out, Twitter, their website as well, for all your betting needs. Who to go with for sure. So yeah. Other than that, shout out to the guys off the Ball Network. Appreciate everybody for tuning in today. And yeah, we'll catch you guys next week. Have a good one.